find the slope and y-intercept. So for each of these equations, I want to find the slope and y-intercept. So in order to do that, we have to put these equations in slope-intercept form. And remember, that's y equals mx plus b. So we have to put it in that form. Now, you look at the first one here. The first one is already in that form. So this one's actually very easy. So I can say my m equals 3, and my y-intercept is going to be 0, -8. So there you go. That was very easy because that was really done for me already. Because remember, the y-intercept is 0b, and b is just whatever I'm adding to the 3x or that x. Okay, now for the second one here, this one's not so simple because it's not in the form y equals mx plus b. So I have to get it in that form. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 2x from both sides. So now I get -4y equals -2x plus 9. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is divide by -4. So I'm dividing every term by -4. So I get y equals, and the -2 over -4 is going to be +1/2 x. And now this positive over a negative is actually going to be negative. So it's going to be -9/4. So now I have it in the right form here, because now it's in the form y equals mx plus b. So my m then is going to be 1/2. And remember, it's always the number in front of the x, never the x. And then my y-intercept is going to be 0, -9/4. So now here's the first answer, and I'll circle it. And I'll circle my answers as I go so you know what's expected. Now again, all of this would be necessary for full credit. You have to show your work for these. Now for this third one here, if you notice here, I don't have a y anywhere. So that tells you right away it's going to be one of my special lines, either a horizontal or vertical line. Since I only have an x here, it's going to be a vertical line because it's going to be x equals some number. So the first thing I'm going to do here is subtract 2. So I get 3x equals 6, and then I divide by 3 both sides. So the line I get is x equals 2. Oops, I don't have to circle that. So x equaling 2, for this line here, this x equals 2. That's a vertical line, so it runs this way. And hopefully you remember the slope then. M is undefined. And my y-intercept is, now this is where I kind of have to understand the graph to actually get these answers. And this is how that works. And if I have x equals 2, just going to draw my line in there here. And I can see that the m is undefined. And I can also see that my y-intercept, I have none, because I never cross the y-axis. That's what it means to be, or to have a y-intercept, is I have to cross the y-axis. And I don't, so therefore I have none. So m is undefined, and the y-intercept is none. Okay, and again, I have to kind of understand the graph to really understand the information and what I have to write. Okay, now let's take a look at this last one here. Now this one's a little different too, kind of like the previous one. When I look at this one, I have no x's. So what that means for me here is that I'm just going to solve for y. So this is going to be 3y equals, and again, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides just so you know. And that's going to be 2. And I divide by 3, I get y equals 2/3. Now this is going to be that other line. This is a horizontal line here. And this is at 2/3. So it's a little less than the 1, so I'm just going to draw it down here. And that's going to be that line there. And I can see there that I will have a y-intercept, and I also have a slope. My slope is going to be 0, and my y-intercept, and we can see that here, is going to be where I cross here, and that's going to be 0, 2/3. So there's our answers for the rest of these.